Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Yes, we're live on Friday evening.
I've got to find you.
Oh, I'm here. Woo! Found me. Hey, we've got Richard.
Hello, Richard lad.
He's off the ball.
He is.
Is it what's that one way? Quickest off at mark. And Richard wins. Richard wins the first prize for being the first. So you're the one and only, even Chrisington, yeah. Oh,
I am.
Talk of the devil and the show to appear.
I'm here.
Oh dear. Well, we got up crack of dawn to go to Asda this morning. Now, bearing in mind, due to the recent situation, Asda, Morrison's, Tesco's and everybody are supposedly opening the doors, Asda, I know for a fact, between 6 and 9 a.m. is for the most vulnerable, e.g. myself and the elderly. So we gets there at just gone 8 o'clock and there are everybody and his mother there. Not just the elderly, not just the vulnerable, everybody. And there were a girl loading her car. I mean, because obviously parked in a disabled bay, because I've got a blue badge. And there were a woman parked next to us and she says, well, so much for it being between 6 and 9 for vulnerable and disabled and elderly. She says, it looks like it's a free-for-all. No toilet rolls, no flour, no pasta, no baked beans whatsoever. They got like tin spaghetti, but that were about it. So basically, we got essentials and that were it. And I says to Gallot cash out, I says, well, I don't know about our people can afford to bulk buy because I know we can't. So basically, yeah, it were a bit of a shambles, really. So, oh, yeah, just to let you know, Chris is on Stones tonight because they hadn't got no Fosters in and all.
They're both buying Fosters.
Yeah, and nearly had a heart attack in aisle 9 because they hadn't got no Fosters. So, so he's had to have Stones. Yeah. So he's had to resort to having Stones because, shock horror, they ain't got no Fosters in. So yeah. So he says, well, basically, he says, I'm not going thirsty tonight. Hiya, Kate, how are you?
I don't care.
I've just been saying, Kate, we got up at butt crack of dawn this morning. It's going to be like the good old days newspaper on a nail in bog. We got up at butt crack of dawn to go to Asda because our Asda, well, not the local one, but the one that's it's like a superstore. We got up at the butt crack of dawn because it said the bigger stores between 6 and 9 a.m. was going, they weren't stopping open, obviously 24 hours. And between 6 and 9 a.m. they were going to be open for the vulnerable, the elderly, and obviously we, such as myself, compromised immune system and everything. So we pulled up, I think it was about 8 o'clock. And there was this girl loading the shopping up and she says, well, so much from opening between 6 and 9 for like such. Hiya, Ramjad, how are you? You know, for people with disabilities, elderly, vulnerable, and etc. She says it's a free-for-all in there. So,
elderly couple with 5 loaves of bread in.
Yeah. And we sort of went to get some bread, and there were an old couple with 5 loaves of bread in the
Simon,
Hiya, Simon. I'm laughing at what Simon's put. Neighbours have got long grass. I'll dump and drag. Should be all right.
That's one so far. That's top one so
So
far.
anyway, Chris sort of shouted at top of its voice. I thought it were only 3 items per, like one particular item. You were only allowed 3. So anyway, when we got to cash out, Chris had mentioned it to cashier, and she says, well, don't worry, Duck. She says, they wouldn't have been allowed to took all 5. She says, because we've been sort of told by management.
Hey, karate's in.
Hi, karate. So yeah, so she says, well, don't worry, Duck. She says, they wouldn't have been able to took them home with them. She says, because with, under strict instructions, these rules have got to be abided by, so they would only have allowed them to have took 3.
That's what it should be over here, karate, 1 per person. But it's not, it's 3.
So,
and some people are bringing the whole families in.
Yeah, and each shopping separately.
Yeah.
Same
household.
Yeah. People, there were people there, like several different members of the family were all got shopping trolleys and shopping separately, so they could get round it, if you know what I mean. But I think that's wrong. The same as I says to Chris, I says, it's like me, you and Callum going and all having separate trolleys.
Yep, that's what we're doing next week.
And it's ridiculous. Some people are doing that to get round this. Only 3 items are a particular, Yeah, there were no baked beans whatsoever. There were no pasta, no toilet rolls, no, even kitchen towels had sold out. And there were a woman, sort of, because we went down that aisle, there were a woman taking photographs. Oh, I have just been partying at Carly's live stream, giggling and sofa dancing. Time for a chill out now. Oh, are you saying we're not exciting, Amjad? Yeah. Yeah, we have got a farm foods Kate. Yeah, and I agree with that, Simon. It's at times like these where we have to pull together. But obviously some people ain't got that memo. You know what I mean? Same as I've told everybody, and I'll be open and honest, we've just done what we needed to get, if you know what I mean. We weren't bulk buying, we haven't sort of, gone overboard. We've just got what we needed to get, food wise, food for cats, biscuits for cats, etc. Are only pulling your leg, Amjad. Yeah, yeah. Well, no, not quite literally. You'd have to be Stretch Armstrong for me to pull your leg from where you are. Yeah, and this is what I'm saying, Kate. It warms your heart when, Kate had a thing pushed through door saying, if you need shopping, if you need somebody to talk to, if you need anything posting, etc., please give me a call, and I would be too happy to help. Now, that is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Oh, right. Well, at least it's still going ahead, Simon. Yeah, it's and from midnight tonight, all pubs, clubs, and restaurants are to be closed. So yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. Same as I've said to Chris, if we can help our neighbours in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, I went with Chris this morning because the fact, I mean, this is the first time I've been out in 2 weeks. I took hand sanitizer with me. I wore a pair of disposable gloves. I weren't taking any chances, but I went with him because we thought between 6 and 9 that they were only letting the elderly, disabled, and vulnerable people in, but everybody and their mother were there. Oh, Amjad says he got an email from college at 5 p.m. Apparently he's going back on Monday as a priority student. Hey, well, this is the thing as well. Yeah. Well, don't you worry, sweetheart. If I'd have got a safety suit, I would have wore it. But yeah, I mean, Chris were laughing at me because I sanitised my hands even before, because I have one of these buggy things. And same as I said to Chris, you don't know who's touched them handles or anything. So I got my hand sanitizer out, sanitised my hands. Then I put my gloves on before I even touched anything. But yeah, first thing Chris did when he got back, he says, right, first things first, he says, I'm washing my hands. Callum's had some homework come through post today.
You weren't very happy.
No, we weren't too pleased about it. Yeah. But you see, same as I say, we're being responsible. People weren't taking into account that you've got to keep a safe distance. Because I laughed, I sort of cracked a joke about it. Because obviously I have the disabled buggies, and Chris, we have a trolley, because obviously them baskets don't hold a deal. So he says, just move back a bit, sweetheart. He says, so we could get right up to thing, what do you call it, where you put your shopping on. So I says, what, are we social distancing each other now? So, but yeah, I mean, Callum's had some homework. Create a new pie or pasty, design a new product. And then I don't know what letters that come with it. Anyway, it says there's not no time schedule for it, but it's got to different kinds of pastry and what name 5 savoury pies and 5 sweet pies, and how do you know when what does it say? I've googled it and all, and I know why it says how can you tell the eggs are fresh? That was one of the things, right? So here's a snippet of information for you to test how an egg is fresh or not. Now, it's probably not relevant or anything, but I didn't even know this until I sort of Googled it. It says, fill a bowl with water. Hiya, George, how are you?
Hey, Georgie Podgy.
It says, fill a bowl with water, submerge an egg in it, and if the egg sinks and lays on its side, they are fresh. If it sinks but stays upright, they are not fresh, but still edible. So there you go.
And if it floats, you've had it.
Yeah. So that I didn't even know that, and I'm a baker until I googled it. I didn't. So, and it says another question was, you know, like when you make short crust pastry, why do you wrap it in cling film and chill it for 30 minutes or whatever? I was sort of on the fence about that one, and it says it allows the glutens in the flour to relax, helping give it a more tender pie crust. So there you go. That's 2 snippets of information for you.
Simon says, watch the Bill Gates video from 4 years ago. He warned everyone and no one listened.
Well, that's it. Well, apparently in some of the scriptures it was saying that, you know, all this was going to happen as well. So, yeah, I mean, same as I say, Kate, I'm a baker, and then 2 snippets of information. Well, I was sort of, I knew you had to chill pastry before you roll it out and everything, but I didn't know the exact reason why. So, so basically,
you want some meat?
You know. So, so there's 2 snippets I've learned myself. So by googling it and everything. I'm going to pour myself a drink of juice out before. It's all right. We've had eating on. Well, you see, the thing is as well, Kate. Fresh bread. You see, the thing is, I've been asked to do a collaboration. Now, the theme is bread. So, being as we couldn't get any bread yesterday, I had a bash at making it myself. No, I did it in oven, Kate. We ain't got a bread maker. So basically, I googled it and I says, can you still make bread with plain flour? So I found this recipe. I posted the recipe in my Facebook group and the baking group and everything. We're going shopping this morning. I says to Chris, I says, we're doing this collaboration. I'm going to get some proper bread flour and some. I mean, this is the yeast that I use. It's yeast, but like in Asda, they do like a fast acting yeast. If you get me drift. No flour whatsoever. Shelves absolutely bare. So I says to Chris, says, well, what am I going to do now if I can't get any bread flour? So basically, I messaged Brenda and I says, oh, you were... Simon says, yeast. He says, get the home brew kit out. So yeah, I says to Chris, what am I going to do now? I says, I can't make bread without any flour, even though I've got plain flour. So anyway, I found a recipe, right? Let me just have a look, see if I can find it. I was going to make buttermilk bread. That's what I was going to get. I was going to make it. So I got some buttermilk and then couldn't get any flour. So, where is it now? Yeah, I found it now. And it's called raspberry lemon bread with cream cheese frosting. So I messaged Brenda and I sent her the recipe and I says, does this count as bread? I says, even though it's got like bread in the name, it's actually a cake. Hi Thomas, how are you?
I don't crash away.
So yeah, so I did actually I did actually message her, and I says to her, is it all right to do this? And she says, yeah. Apparently somebody else is making a similar sort of thing, but strawberries. So right, I'm going to send. I'll show you a picture of it. I'd email them back, Amjad, and say, well, why are you being made to go in when basically from today everybody's, you know. So anyway, that's the recipe that I'm doing, and it's raspberry lemon bread with cream cheese frosting. That's what I'm making as part of the collaboration. Can you see it, sweetheart? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically what I'm making instead. Well, we went shopping this morning, Thomas, and we went shopping. No toilet rolls, no flour, no pasta, not even no baked beans. Yeah, it did say on the news that all like essential roles like doctors, nurses, their school was still going to maintain opening times, because obviously if not, then it's going to cost the parents more in childcare. So it's a case of, you know, in certain circumstances, this school is staying open, but only for essential, you know. So yeah.
It's also for the students that have special needs as well.
So
in fact, Callum should be going back.
But anyway, Sam, as I say, so we sort of got round that one into actually not making bread. So, you know, I says, well, I bought the buttermilk. I says, but then couldn't get any bread flour. I said, they got no flour whatsoever, not a Sicily sausage. So, you know, same as I says, it says it one, yes, says it means that I can't do the collaboration, or two, I've got to rethink it and find something that I can make instead. So, so that, well, pardon me. You know, but you see, there again, Amjad, you might turn up on Monday and I'm say, well, sorry, you know, you need to go back home, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? You could do. But I'd ring them first thing Monday morning and say, well, look, I've had this email. I've been told to come back today. Is that still the case? You see, because I don't know. I mean, like a lot of the emails and whatnot are like computer generated, you know what I mean? He's doing hairdressing, Simon. Oh, sugar. That's all them fags come flying. I've got tips in between my toes and everything. I'll let you pick them up. But you see, it's like from today, all schools, colleges, universities. I mean, if they're closing all the pubs, clubs and restaurants, surely you shouldn't have to go in on Monday, because it's everything, universities, colleges, schools, you know. I can't see, unless it's like automatically generated it, I don't know. But you see, this is the thing. I mean, Callum normally does a full day on a Monday. Tuesday does English. Wednesday he does maths. And then Thursday he does his cooking again, you see. So, but you see, it's like I've seen a notification that Thomas says, I'm still working for now. I wonder what happens if people refuse to close and stay open. Well, like take this for instance. A bloke went to the Isle of Man, he's in his 20s or something, and it says when this person, everybody that goes to the Isle of Man is supposed to self-isolate for 2 weeks, whether they've got it or not. And they arrested him because he were out on streets or something. So, I mean, you know, if pubs and clubs are supposedly closing, then I would imagine that, you know, they'd get a fine or something like that. I don't know. But this was something to do with Isle of Man. A 26-year-old bloke had been arrested because he hadn't self-isolated for 2 weeks on entry to Isle of Man or whatever. So I don't really know, you know, ins and outs of it, but they did arrest him. So, you know, I don't know whether they'll let him go with a warning, whether they'll fine him or what they'll do. I don't really know. I don't really know a lot about it. So, yeah. Hiya, Baz. How are you?
Bazrina!
It's going to be the shops on the high street next. It will only be the food supplies. It's going to be Sunday opening hours, times. You watch it. That's it. But you see, you know how I was telling you the story other day about the local spa shop that was splitting packs of 24 toilet papers, and they were selling each individual toilet roll at £1 a piece. Or if you wanted to buy a pack of 24, it was going to cost you 24 quid. Well, I had a notification come through today that Spas come down with iron fist on them, apparently. So
that was selling it for £1 on bloody.
Oh, Baz says the guy was homeless in the Isle of Man. Well, I mean, you can't really self-isolate if you're homeless, can you? Let's face it. Yeah. When the drivers can't get to the shop. But you see, same as I was saying, our Asda is the superstore is normally open 24 hours. But obviously because of this coronavirus and, you know, they're having to clean and they're having to restock and everything, that's why the only opening from 6, I think it's 6 till 10, I think. I'm not sure. But this thing about, you know, only being open between 6 and, well, today especially, between 6 and 9 for the elderly, the vulnerable and the disabled, it were a joke, really, because there were everybody and his mother there. They're going to need it, Amjad. Because the Asda that we've got that road is just a small one. Now he says, well, we'll go to Big Asda because I normally do my shopping online. I have it delivered. No slots for about 4 weeks. So I says to Chris, says, well, you know, cupboards is almost bare. We're going to have to bite the bullet and we're going to have to go to Big Asda. And we went, you know, got up early, especially to go between 6 and 9 o'clock. But it was just as packed. So, you know, obviously people weren't adhering to the rules that they set out a bit about today, especially only shopping between 6 and 9 for the vulnerable, the disabled, and the elderly. So yeah, so you know, this, same as I say, this woman says to us, you know, so much for only opening between 6 and 9, specifically, you know, for vulnerable, disabled, and elderly. She says because they're not taking a blind bit to notice. But what can you do when you've got, you know, when you've got people that think the rules don't apply to them? So same as I said, you know, it's we just got what we could. What we couldn't get, we'll have to go without. So but you see, this is the thing, Amjad, we got there at 8 o'clock and the you know, the shelves were bare. You know, so much for like shutting, you know, instead of being open 24 hours to restock and clean and everything. It's a joke because there were no toilet rolls. So because we had a joke with one of the Asda women, because that on the aisle there were no kitchen paper, there were no toilet paper, but they've got some boxes of tissues. And Chris says, well, if worst comes to worst, he says, we'll have to get a couple of boxes of tissues. You know, joking with this woman, you know, that were down that particular aisle. But you see, the thing is, Kate, that most of the ones that are open 24 hours is now, like ours, the big Asda, it was shutting at 10 o'clock. So open between 6 and 10 p.m., 6 a.m. and 10 p.m.
Jesus, be queuing at 4 a.m. in the Tesco's.
Oh, dear. So she says, get kitchen roll. If you see, in that big Asda, there were no kitchen roll or anything. And I says to Chris, I says, well, if needs be, I says, well, let's get some tissues, I says, and use them as toilet roll. Yeah, right. You can, I'm not. So
we're down for Foster's.
Oh, it says we don't buy loo rolls or kitchen rolls from Tesco's. We buy them from Iceland.
Well, it would be cheaper to go to Tesco's, because I bet it costs a bit on airplane to go to Iceland.
But same as I say, we didn't bulk buy anything. We just did like a normal weekly shop. We got essentials, you know, and that was that. You know what I mean? And same as I said to Chris, I'm not gonna sort of call people selfish that bulk buy and this, that, and other, and then do it myself, because that's not what we're about. You know, we just went basically, freezer, you know, were nearly empty, cupboard were nearly empty.
Get double for your money.
Bass says, get just what out. I get double your money. Well, funnily enough, I think, I don't know whether it were on Facebook or whether it were on YouTube. There were a bloke, they got plenty of kitchen towel and he took chainsaws to it and was chopping them in half. So
that way, his last video.
Oh yeah.
It struck me. Oh, good.
So yeah, you know, it's in, like, same as I say, it's in times like these where needs must, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? You have to do what, you know, same as Chris says, he says, you know, I've told Ivy if she needs anything to come round, let me know and I'll go down for her. He says, so long as you don't need bog rolls. You know what I mean? So long as you don't need any toilet rolls. Because, you know, same as Chris says, it's like rocking horse poo trying to get any toilet rolls. So it's a case of, you know, same as I say, you know, I could have done with getting a couple of more flowers, but I couldn't get any. I got some more like baking supplies. Another thing that they hadn't got, bum titty bum bum. You know, they hadn't even got no eggs either. So I said to Chris, I said, it's a good job I've got plenty of eggs because I always get plenty of eggs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they all gone.
I mean, there are even like hardly any pot noodles. I mean, not that we buy pot noodles, but even pot noodles were selling out.
You'll be lucky. Get some meat to freeze.
Well, you see, we normally buy a small pork joint and a chicken. They haven't got no chickens, only these, what they boil bag or whatever you call them, you know, the bags. So I bought one of them. And we normally buy a tiny joint of pork because there's only us three. But we've had to buy a big one, and I've had to cut, well, I haven't cut it up yet, but I've got to cut it up and freeze off.
I'll put that in the fridge.
But yeah, we bought some. We bought a big tin of coffee because Chris says there's no way, no how we going without any coffee. So it's £4 something, I think, from Asda, and we've also bought, just in case, some coffee whitener.
In other words, powdered milk.
Well, no, it is, but it's like a
just for your coffee.
Yeah, just for your coffee. But yeah, right. In all honesty, Amjad, it's basically from today, all universities, schools, and colleges are closed. Till when, they don't know. But I would take.
I've lost my phone.
You lost your phone?
I think it's...
I'm going to say, yeah, you left it in the toilet. So we've got, we don't have sugar. I have sweetness. So Chris don't have sugar. So we don't have, I do have tea bags, but we don't drink tea. We mostly drink coffee. So
That made you jump.
but anyway, but yeah, as from today, all schools, colleges, universities, pubs, clubs and restaurants are closing. So yeah, Callum's all right. He's been sent some homework
all good
through post today, Baz. So little bit of you know, studying to do. But you see, it's all right going in, Amjad, and then I'm turning you away at door. You know, you don't want to be. I mean, it's like, let's say, for instance, if that were Callum, ours only like 10 minutes. Callum can walk it there and back, but it all depends how far you've got to travel, and if they're going to turn you away anyway, you know, is it worth it? So yeah, I did, you know, at least ring them, you know, first thing Monday morning, because as from today, you know, everything's closed. Pubs, clubs, restaurants. So you know, I can't see, in all honesty, your college being open. Everything is closed down from today. But you know, I mean, it's worrying times for a lot of people. You know, are they going to manage? Are they going to pay the rent? Can they claim anything off at government for not being able to go to work if they work in the, you know, catering, hospitality industry? You know, such as Ian, his livelihood is DJing. So if they're closing all pubs, clubs and restaurants, it can't work. So, you know, it's worrying times for a lot of people. Yeah, it is going to affect a lot of people. You know, pubs, any beer, what they've got in stock needs to be, because it does have a sell-by date. Food's got to be used up because it's sell-by dates. You know, it's got a big knock-on effect to everybody that works in that kind of industry. You know, nobody's going to be able to work. Nobody's going to be able to pay the bills, the food, the rent, etc. You know. Yeah. I did read that as well, Simon. You get if you get 80% of your wages, and if you're self-employed, you get some sort of sick pay.
Yeah, which is not a lot.
But you see, as well, this morning it did say that they're asking a lot of doctors and nurses and whatever to come out of retirement to ease the strain on the NHS. Because when you think about it, doctors, nurses and everybody are on the front line. You know, they're putting themselves in harm's way to look after people that are sick with it. So, yeah. It is worrying times. You know, we've all got to be vigilant and adhere to the, you know, the guidelines. And but you see, they did also say about this universal credit thing that people went, because you see, people aren't allowed to go into job centres or go for face-to-face assessments because of it. And it says basically it's normally a 5-week waiting period, and they're scrapping that for now, so people get the money straight away. You see, this is the thing, Kate. We don't really know. You know, same as I say, you've got to think about, you know, it says a lot of people have gone out of the profession because they were disillusioned with working hours, with, you know, strain it puts on the family life, etc. So a lot of people have left the profession. Now they're asking people that have left the profession or retired or whatever, just basically to do what they can to ease the strain on, you know, nurses and doctors that are on front line, so to speak. Yeah, I read that as well, Kate. They're not doing any face-to-face assessments, you know, and it says basically if you fill a universal credit thing online, they're not making you wait 5 weeks. You know, basically they were saying that you know, that you're going to get your money straight away. Which I suppose in a way it's good, because, you know, people, this is a time when people are going to need the money. So it's a case of, you know, government doing what they can. Richard says, I think they will do a full lockdown in a week or so. I don't know. Some, as I say, the amount of people that were in Asda this morning, to say it were only like for 3 hours, open to vulnerable, disabled and elderly, you know, you'd be surprised. You know, everybody and the mother were there when we were there. But I mean, it's like as well, places like such as council, who we rent our house off, we had a phone call saying that all non-essential work, you know, because obviously the socket that his washing machine were plugged into burnt out. So Chris reported it. Now, first time they cancelled it because emergency had come up. So they rescheduled it. I think they were supposed to be coming out Tuesday. And yesterday we got a phone call saying, you know, obviously we're going to have to cancel because we're only doing emergency call outs and, you know, so, you know, it's, which is understandable, really. You know, you can't really sort of complain about it because you can understand it. You know, their employees is coming into an environment where they don't know whether anybody in households got the coronavirus or, you know, or have come into contact with coronavirus. yeah. I was supposed to say that were basically what this phone call said to us. You know, we're only doing emergency call outs, you know, non-essential work. It's going to be put on basically on hold until this passes. So, you know, can't fault them really, because some, as I say, they're going into people's houses. They don't know whether, you know, you've come into contact with somebody with it or whatever, you know what I mean? But it's like, when you think about it, same as I say, plumbers, electricians, it's going to have a big, huge knock-on effect for all concerned. You know, it's you know, it's going to cost the government billions and billions of pounds. You know, can the economy survive it? You know what I mean? Oh, I'm just going to make some strawberry angel delight cupcakes.
I'm knocking on Andrew's door. I'll self-isolate.
To be honest with you, Kate, I didn't watch it tonight, but it says like each evening at 5 o'clock, you know, they're doing a new news conference. Bella, she's put, was that you two I saw on the telly looting for loo rolls? You lay a job, Bella, because they're waiting on shelves to loot. Oh, Simon says he watched the full thing. It's on YouTube. Oh, but yeah, I mean, we did say, Bella, I mean, because the aisle there weren't no toilet paper, there weren't no kitchen roll, but there were some boxes of tissues. And I said to Chris, well, if push comes to shove, I says, we'll have to buy a few boxes of tissues and use them. So, yeah, I mean, we watched it yesterday and we watched it day before, didn't we? But we missed it today, didn't we?
Yeah, we missed it today.
So,
Mainly because I was asleep.
But anyway, same as I say, we've just been and got what we need. We've got food in fridge. We've got some food freezer stuff. You know, we've got enough to last us. You know, probably do the same again next week. You know, just go out and do an essential shop. You know what I mean? Richard says, get kitchen roll and hacksaw and you've got 3 bog rolls. But I don't, as Sam as I say, I don't know whether it were on YouTube or whether it were on Facebook.
It's on them all.
You know, and there were a bloke with a chainsaw, you know, he were cutting paper towel up. So it's, you know, it's like needs must, you know what I mean? Whatever, you know, whatever you've got available. So you know, I mean, even Simon said earlier on, he says his neighbour's grass as long. He says he's going to take a leaf out at dog's book and dragon wash. Oh dear. But yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, in one respect, you have to keep the mood light-hearted. You know, we could all sit here and, you know,
think so at all, Bella.
we could all sort of say, you know, sit here and be all doom and gloom, but you've got to keep things a bit light-hearted and dump and drag. That were it. I knew it was something to that effect, Simon.
Dump it in and drag it.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, same as I say, we got, you know, we got some freezer stuff. We got, you know, a couple of loaves of bread. I managed to get some loaves of bread and. Oh.
I said that to you, Amjad.
Yeah, Chris did say earlier on, it's for people with special needs and is autistic.
Help with the shower. I'm a job with our shower, it's a trickle.
I says to Bella earlier on, I says if needs must, I says I'll have to get me hair dryer out of hibernation. You know, blow dry down there.
A bit crusty.
I'll have the best styled lady parts there is in Old Sheffield.
In the garden with the hose pipe. Well, have a job. It's all open, and
I'm going to say you've got jet wash. You let to stand me on patio at back that bit where it shed. Yeah, where nobody can see.
From neighbours.
Don't tell them. No. I'm not telling what I actually said to Bella, but that was just putting it politely, Bella. So yeah, Chris will have to get jet wash out. I'll have to stand in that bit where it's shedded so nobody can see me, and I'll have to hose me down with jet wash.
Bend over there, it won't take a minute.
I end up in next door's back garden.
You might feel a short, sharp shock.
Yeah. Over in next door's garden with legs akimbo in air. It's all right, I'm letting it drip dry. Simon says we ain't no to do with flapping in the wind, wear it now. It was a name what you call your lady bits.
Well, when it says flapping, there's a clue there.
Yeah, no, it begins with M. Sales will be through the roof on B days. Oh dear.
You still got to wipe your butt.
No, you don't, because you sit down on them and it shoots water up. we can't afford that luxury because we ain't got no room in his bathroom.
We'll have a bucket.
Bella says I've set it off now. I'm all wanted to know what I referred to it as. Oh dear.
Do you know?
Do you know?
It's only 55 minutes past 9 o'clock. What are you doing?
It's still past watershed.
I think anybody who's watching it in future at 9 o'clock in the morning,
Uh,
they're just having their breakfast.
oh dear. And Ivy comes round and says, Chris, while you're at it, can you do mine?
Oh, God. You're doing nightmare.
Oh yeah, Bella says Mick's got a B-day, so she'll be all right. Oh dear. Same as I say, we ain't got any room for any posh loos. Oh, that's all right then. Same as I say, we knew there was some reason why you'd had that email, or if not, you know, I mean, now you've explained it to us. Now we understand. There
you go.
Oh. Yeah, I exactly agree with you, Kate. And that's why I says to you, I'm glad I had mine on the 3rd of March. At least I don't have to worry about it again till, for another 12 weeks. I'm laughing at what Richard put. Yeah, one of them twirly gadgets. It's called a sprinkler.
Yes.
But there's not enough, how can I put it? There's not enough force behind a sprinkler. Well, this is it, Kate. It's like for such as yourself and me, and it's an essential, if you know what I mean. They won't give them you otherwise. And to me, it's essential. I mean, we got the, the computer generated thing only coming to doctor's surgery if it's absolutely essential. To me, it is essential. You know what I mean? Because they won't give them you otherwise. He says his eyes is rolling, Amjad. It's fine, Amjad. Same as I say, you can come to anybody in chat for advice. We were just wondering why, because all schools and everything were closed, why they told you got to go in, you see. Lou, oh.
We will qualify for one.
But you see, this is a thing as well, Kate. I always know when man's due. And I always say to people, oh, I'm going for my boost juice. So what you talk, I've got my B12 injection. I always know when it's due because I feel lethargic. Every single joint in my body aches, from my neck, my knees, everything.
Can we talk about Kate?
So yeah. So what were I going to say? I forgot now. Oh yeah, I'd got some puff pastry in freezer. So I saw this recipe online because I'm always hunting recipes. I'll tell you what it's called now. Apple cinnamon slab. Basically, it calls for puff pastry.
Got some meat, Benny.
Got
some meat on it.
Yeah, we'll talk about cakes. Thomas says you don't need a B-day. It's just you just need a sink and a shower. I mean, Thomas will probably know what I'm talking about. Apple cinnamon slab. It's basically you caramelize your apples with cinnamon and everything, and it's just cut 2 strips out of puff pastry, put your caramelized apples in between, and it's essentially like a strudel type of thing.
Let's talk about a week a month so I can get the ingredients.
I've got ingredients, Bella. Same as I say, I've got some puff pastry in freezer. So I saw this recipe and it called for puff pastry. So I said to Chris, oh, I might make that for dessert on Sunday. So it's out of the freezer, it's thawing. And I said to Chris, it's just a case of rolling it out, caramelizing some apples, slapping it on this puff pastry, sealing edges, and Bob's your uncle. And Kate says chocolate trifle. So, but I have got, I mean, as you know, I've got the drawers. I try to keep, the only thing that's worrying me is if I run low on flour, I can't get any flour. With banana and pears. Oh. So it's called a apple cinnamon slab pie. So, oh, Becca's due any time. She said she was on the M4 a good while ago. You see, it all depends, Bella, right, what traffic's like, you know what I mean?
Well, if it's out like Sheffield, I rush hour with a car and a bike.
Yeah. Funnily enough, we expected it in traffic. We expected it in traffic this morning when we went to Asda early, but it said they weren't, you know. Yeah, Simon, I've got a recipe for you. It's apple, pear, and blueberry pie. Hi, Wakey.
Where you been, boy?
No friggin' not what?
I don't know.
Eye fixations again.
No idea.
So that one's one for Simon. Apple, pear, and blueberry pie. So it's basically like an apple pie, but you use apples, pears, and blueberries. So I might have a go at that one. Oh, I tell you what else. Oh, no notifications again. Well, you know, I go live at 9 o'clock.
Unless stated.
Yeah, unless otherwise stated or cancelled. An
hour later.
Yeah.
We're watching footy. Wakey, big juice.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. This is another one that I'm going to have a go at. Mandarin and pineapple cheesecake. So yeah. I mean, that's the picture of it. So it's something different. I've not used mandarins or pineapple in any cheesecakes before now, but I thought, oh, I'll have a crack at that one. So yeah. And Mr. When I
scroll up, I popped a question in the chat.
Oh. I never put Angel Delight powder in the cake before. If I put the strawberry powder in the cake batter, will I get the taste of strawberry when the cupcakes are baked? You see, I've only done the cheesecake, Amjad, so I don't really know about putting the powder in the cupcakes. I don't. Yeah, it's just I don't really know about that. Bella says it will make the cake hard. I think she says Wakey, but I think she was referring to Amjad.
You put things you must have plenty of poker.
But you see, when I did the cheesecake, I used Angel Delight, black pudding. No, when I did the cheesecake, I used a pack of Angel Delight, cream cheese, double cream. So that's what gave it like a creamy texture, because it's basically, in a sense, the Angel Delight, but you're adding like cream and your cream cheese to it. So I don't know. So that's what the bog roller for, Simon. Oh,
I'm not eating out at this moment in time, innit?
I'm just going to Google it, Amjad, for you, see if I can find out. Sorry if I'm being a bit quiet. It's basically saying, okay then, Bella, thank you for coming in, and give me love to Becca.
See you, Bella. Bye.
You see, all these recipes are for cheesecakes, not cupcakes. Because you think you're using flour and then you're using baking, baking powder. So then, like the Angel Delight is another dry ingredient on top. So it's basically, but you see the thing here,
Parsley cakes.
you see there is some, but it's in the icing. Parsley cakes. Ew. So basically, it's using Angel Delight, but like how you make a cream cheese like icing. That's basically what it's pertaining to, not actually in the cake mix. If that makes sense, Amjad.
Good evening.
So, same as Bella said, if you were to put it actually in your cake mix, unless you're adding more liquid. Callum, just do me a favour and pick all them cigarettes up off the floor. I knocked them flying.
No.
So yeah, so I mean, if that sort of goes some way answering your question. Here, look.
I'm not taking them on one by one and bringing.
Well, just put them in tin.
Yes, they are. One by one, over to me. One at a time.
Sage, rosemary, and thyme. Oh. So yeah. I mean, if you're
Nell's doing a dance.
Oh. Oh. Is she doing the rain dance?
Nails.
No, Nell.
Oh, no. I thought you said nails.
Yeah. In other words, Callum, she wants a wee wee.
No, I just said nails.
It's the dog.
Nell's doing the dance.
Yeah.
I just said nails.
Sorry about this. Oh,
That's
he's chucking them at me. So,
When it comes down, it jumps down to 6.
I know.
That's awesome, isn't it? That's why it's going down. Everybody's gone.
Well, Bella's gone and Baz were in, and he's
because I'm handsome.
So right, we're back on track now.
He'll get back up.
Just watching Lynn. He's on about watching dog. Watching Lynn. Me tops.
That's like 5, 6.
Oh, it's in my slipper. my top had come off my juice and I couldn't find it. It's gone in my slipper.
Come on.
But yeah, you know, I mean, I've got, you know, enough ingredients to be going on with. Same as I said to Chris, like the mandarins and the pineapple are tinned, so they'll keep in fridge. I might make that next week for next week's dessert. So you know, it's what I call forward planning and everything. What?
No.
So it's like forward planning and just sort of same as we've said. All you can do is, you know, like just live week to week. You know, like us, we can't afford to bulk buy anything, so we just like living from week to week and getting what we can when we can. So, you know, it's a case of, oh, I forgot to tell you.
What?
I was looking on Twitter, and it were I don't know, it were a copper anyway, and he says they pulled this bloke over, and they were coughing and spluttering and saying he'd got coronavirus. Turns out his MOT had run out in 2018. No insurance, no road tax, no nothing. So yeah, and they were coughing and spluttering because he thought these coppers wouldn't do out about it because they were telling them he'd got coronavirus and everything. He says, well, safe to say he got his van towed away. That's on similar strawberry milkshake part of only same as Strawberry Angel Delight, Amjad. I would say if you're going to use it as an icing, a frosting, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't actually put it in the cupcake recipe. I'd say do the icing. You know, you can use any, you know, Angel Delight or milkshake powder or anything in the frosting, but I wouldn't actually put it in the cupcakes, Amjad.
Hey, we want a $5 on Thunderbolt.
Yeah, Wakey. Woo! That'll buy us 4 extra loo rolls.
Yeah.
Wakey says they should have crushed the van with him in it. I agree with you there. You know, it's like hard-working citizens and whatever that, you know, pay the road tax, do the MOT and pay the insurance and everything. And if you were to get hit by an uninsured driver, you creep we have to paddle, aren't you?
See? Mum, I know what we can get with that though. Hand sanitizer.
I'm going to say you'll be lucky. They haven't even got no baked beans in, has there? No eggs, no pasta, no toilet rolls, no paper towels. We can get a few boxes of tissues.
Even they were running low.
Obviously, we ain't got it.
Well, funnily enough, Simon, we were only on about that because they've got like these, you know, where we go for a cigarettes kiosk in Asda. So he says to a woman, he says, winning Euro Millions tonight. So she went, oh, good luck anyway. And he says, might not be able to spend it. He says, but we're winning it.
That'll just be our luck, man.
Yeah, Chris says it. Just be our luck. He says, we'll go and bloody win it. He says, and not be able to spend the chuffer.
No,
so
they'll close that shop.
Chris says, I'd have a damn good try though.
They'll close shops before we can go to it.
Yeah.
We'll buy everything online and get it a year later.
Yeah.
Or a year.
I was going to say, if you're waiting for a Sainsbury's, Asda, Iceland, any of them deliveries, it's about a 4-week waiting list. So hence the trip to Handsworth Asda this morning.
I'd
o'clock
love
in
to
the
see all them that's booked them deliveries. How
What-
many amendments
yeah.
they've got. No toilet rolls.
Was it
No
still-
baked beans.
Was it busy this morning? Or?
Yeah. And between 6 and 9, it was supposed to be for the vulnerable, elderly, and disabled. Yet they're everybody and there's mother there.
Probably so we can get probably thinking same idea as us.
Oh, see.
I'll just pop to the local shop for a local people.
Amjad says, just went on Google, butterscotch angel delight cake in the steps. It said sift flour and angel delight powder in separate bowls.
Oh, there you go. Kate's back. Welcome back, Kate.
She says she messaged me other day and she says, I only went to make a coffee. She says, come back and you're gone. So yeah.
Well, you need to tell us that you're going for a drink.
Well, do you want to know when she goes to the toilet as well?
Yes, in case you decide to hang up.
It's only 10:20. There's not.
20 past 10. Oh, dear God.
Yes, I know you're late. Like a rabbit.
So yeah, same as I said, you know.
I'm gonna go self-isolated bed there.
Yeah, go and self-isolate in your bedroom, Callum.
I'm gonna quarantine him. I'm quarantining my bed.
Yeah. Is it morning, mate?
Seeing him, I might not see you morning. Busy self-isolating.
So what are you gonna do? Poop and everything in your bedroom?
Yeah, I'll get.
He's having a bucket. one for wee, one for poo, and one for washing.
Oh, no, we can put him a bowl outside his door every morning with some hot water in it.
Put a
So-
bucket in my bum will just squeeze through it.
So
What you got up one?
Simon says good night, Callum.
Good night, Simon. Good night, Simon says.
Oh dear. He's not a very good comedian, I'll tell you that now. Wakey says, get off to bed, Callum.
Yeah, but I'll wake you right and shine in the morning.
Oh.
See, we don't bad down to 6 now.
Simon says, behave.
Callum says I'm not gonna.
Oh, that's a challenge.
You have to bake me.
You'll have to do your own work tomorrow.
Yes, homework tomorrow.
I've googled some things for you. Them 2 questions about eggs. Well, how do you know if the
I'll self-isolate and do it.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
how to tell if eggs if an egg's fresh? Put them in a bowl of water. If they sink and lay down, they're fresh. But if it sinks and stays upright, they're not fresh but edible.
Don't give me ideas, Wakey.
Richard says, and go easy on the bog roll.
We're gonna use all of it.
Wakey says, duct tape his bedroom door.
I'll just barge through it.
Simon says, I'll make you out of plasticine and roll you up in a little ball.
How could that be possible?
Good night, Callum.
Who?
I said, good night, Callum.
What?
That were me.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
3, 2, and good home.
Yeah. He's not going to bake the cake from scratch. Saw it on YouTube. I'm going to use cake mix instead of oil and water. I'm going to use butter and milk, and it's like cupcakes you get in a bake. Oh.
No, there you go then.
Kate says night, Callum.
No,
Yeah.
It said good night.
It said
Kate.
good night, Kate.
Excuse me.
So yeah, I'm going to have to get my finger out and get some vlogs made and and whatnot. When? Oh, when am I going to get my finger out and do some vlogs or?
Forgot to
I'll come on, Callum, you think? No.
Finger out of way.
Crisis.
Yeah, Kate says when we're going to meet up now with all this. Well, so as soon as it dies down. Well, you see, same as I was saying, I'm going to sift the cake mix and Angel Delight powder, so it could be. Yeah, same as say, it's like with everything, Amjad, it's trial and error. we booked a weekend away in Skegness because on the 10th, it's 10 years since my stepdad died, and on the 11th, it's 3 years since my mum died. Now, we scattered the ashes at Skegness. So we said rather than go there and back in same day, basically, we were going to stay over the Friday and Saturday night and come back. Wakey says about October. So, yeah, so we don't know whether that's still happening or not. You know, I did it on booking.com. So we hadn't had to pay anything. It was just a case of you pay when you get there. So even if it is cancelled, we haven't lost anything. And same as I said to Chris, I says, we'll probably still go, but, you know, either go the Friday or go the Saturday. You know, so we can like put some flowers there, you know, to, I don't know. It all depends what's happening. I don't really know. I've not had an email to say that, you know, it's cancelled or anything yet, but we're going to be in April, so I don't know. So you know, same as I say, it's just a case of waiting and seeing, really.
Well, you
But
know when we've gone, because there'll be a shed load of pictures going online.
But yeah, once you know things get a bit more relaxed, Kate, we'll come and see you definitely. You know, that is a definite. When it'll be, I don't know. So
What's our printer?
hey, it's a Canon. It's 340 and 341 that we need. It's all right. It's on about it's done some pictures today. It's been down at Canal, and it wants to print some photos out, but we ain't got any ink in the printer.
Where do you know they get it from?
Argos, I think. We could have had a look in Asda today, because they do them in Asda as well. I think they're about 35 quid for both. Sorry about that conversation. Yeah. So he's wanted to print some of these pictures out that is done today. So basically, we're asking me, you know, what printer it is and what ink it needs. And I think it's 340 is the black one and 341's the colour, or vice versa, 1 at 2. No, it's 340 and 341. I mean, look on Argos. Yeah, breaking news. Universal Credit, Rishi Sunak makes drastic changes to housing benefit, new allowances. So there you go.
Oh.
Wakey says, go to local library and use their ink, Pixie.
It'd be shut.
So, and has anybody noticed that EastEnders has not been on since?
Yeah, because they said they were cutting.
Yeah.
They were cutting them down so they can make it last, even though they stopped production.
Oh. His uncle's loving the banana shampoo and conditioner from Pineland. He uses it all the time. It's one Bella talks about in her empties videos. So,
3, 4.
It says the latest list of items being restricted by Lidl, Sainsbury's, Tesco, Morrison's and Asda. Supermarkets are deciding to ration products amid coronavirus-related panic buying. So there you go.
Which one did you say you were again?
It says Sainsbury's staff forced to barricade entire aisle from panic buying shoppers to restock. Well, it's a bug when they've got to barricade aisles, isn't it? So when they changing up bus timetables, train. I never noticed that Shitenders was missing. Can't get them programs on my TV.
Say baby.
So it's basically all bus, trains, and everything are going on like you know.
What thing did you say they were, Bobby?
340 and 342.
340.
Yeah. And it says universal credit increased by £1,000 a year. So it says looters smashed through the doors of Sainsbury's as London nears lockdown. Chad, shall I make some baguette juice? But it did, I mean, like Emmerdale and Coronation Street did sort of make an announcement before it aired that the episodes are, you know, filmed weeks and weeks in advance, and, you know, about being out in public areas and KFC issue important update on fried chicken availability. Health workers to receive Easter bonus, banks to defer loan payments. What to do?
It just keeps on coming up with 541 love.
Do a video of you juicing a baguette, Amjad.
That go viral, Amjad.
Yeah. I wouldn't watch EastEnders even if they came and acted it out live in my garden.
It's not a block from Tesco.
It's all right, I'm just looking this up for.
I'm gutted about that, Kate. Eurovision being cancelled. I sit through that every year. Gutted.
Yeah.
Really am.
Yeah, Chris is gutted about Eurovision.
Yeah. We've got a chance of winning it every single year.
It might be it's here, 38 part. It's 540 and 541.
I'm going to say that's all it was coming up with.
Yeah.
13.49. I'm getting some extra there.
What, are you going into town tomorrow then?
Yeah, I'll have to try that.
Yeah. Wakey says, you mean the Eastern European vote for each other contest? Yeah, I knew it were 40 and 41, but I got 3 and it's 541 and 540. But yeah, I mean, for years it's been biggest Swiss going. So you know, we could have a brilliant singer start naked on stage and we still get nil point. So you know what I mean? You know, it's biggest rigged thing that's going. So yeah, I mean, you see, this is the thing. It's affecting everything. You know, Callum moaning cost is no wrestling, and it's all like showing you're all from previous wrestling matches because what they are doing, they're doing behind closed doors. There's no audience or anything. Can someone please explain to me what part of Europe Israel and Australia are in? Well, yeah, exactly. But they did say last year it was the first time that Australia had taken place. So why they've let them in, I don't know. So, you know, it's we lost interest in it a long time ago. I think when was the last time we watched it? Were it Bucks Fizz that won it?
Oh, yeah.
I think that was last time England won it. You know what I mean? I think that was last time England ever won it. Well, when Bucks Fizz won it. So, because Australia got no mates. Oh dear. But yeah, to me, it's an extravaganza where they could best spend the money elsewhere, if I'm honest with you. You know what I mean? Because they must, yeah, they probably get it back in revenue and whatever. But, you know, all spectacular light shows and God knows what else, they could best spend money elsewhere. You know what I mean? That one with bloke with a beard dressed as a woman. They actually won it that year and all. So, you know, same as I say, we don't even bother with it because same as I said to Chris, you can tell it's all fixed and, you know, we've not got a cat in hell's chance. So I think basically that were to make a statement, Kate. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's some sort of a political statement. I don't know, but you know, Demis Roussos. It were supposedly a woman with long hair and nails and boobs and everything, but it got a beard.
Remember it? Sorry.
So if it's a woman, yeah, I know there is some, I was just going to say airy Marys out there, but you know what I mean? It's not very often you see a woman with a full beard.
No, I've seen plenty around town.
Chris says, I don't know, I've seen a lot around town. So, so yeah, you know what I mean? And then there were other, but was it a man? Yeah, I think it were. I think they were referring to it as a man. I don't know. I don't know.
Referring it.
I think what make his fault.
I think I once dated someone like that back in
My drunken days. I mean, and then there were a few years back where they looked like hairy bikers with all prongs sticking out and you know what I mean? They were right weirdos. And you could tell what they were singing in it wrong. You know what I'm talking about.
They probably won it.
They did. They did win it.
All the giant fix.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I can't even remember what country they were from, but I know they were like hairy bikers with great big beards and what's a prong? I don't know. They got like these costumes with things sticking out on them, and I don't know.
There's orders ready to collect. Can I go down and fetch it?
I don't think they open at this time of night. But yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what they were, but they got like these costumes with all things sticking out and dead greasy hair and black eye makeup on and all sorts. Right weirdos they were. And they won it and all.
Have we got us on about Eurovision?
Oh, yeah, like aliens. But yeah, you know, there's been some right weird ones won Eurovision Song Contest. I'm not kidding you. And hence why we don't watch it anymore.
For the weirdos.
Because it's full of weirdos. Oh dear. But yeah, you know, you always get one that's got this like not weird outfit on, you know what I mean? You always get one that's got some sort of a weird outfit. Yeah, I mean, at the time when Bucks Fizz did their stint and they won it, only weird outfit they did, this whipped each other's skirts off. You know what I mean? I mean, that's tame compared to some, you know, some, you know, outfits that have. Wakey's put, last one I watched was the one where we were introduced to Riverdance. But yeah, you know, I mean, okay then, Amjad, thank you for coming in. Same as I say, if you need any advice, just let me know.
That's it, pal.
Yeah. At least he's honest and said he's going to another live stream. See, Amjad.
What? See you later, pal.
So yeah. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But you know, it's getting beyond a joke. I mean, like most of things nowadays, you know, because they were, what were it? I was reading other day. It ran about all these big brothers that's taking place and ridiculous. It ran about all these big brothers that's taking place in like Australia, and none of the people are aware that are in the big brother's ass is that there's this pandemic going on with the coronavirus. The same as I said to Chris, I says, well, when all's said and done, they deserve to know what's going on in the outside world. Hey, we've got Darwin. They deserve to know when there's something so serious as what's going on. I mean, what are they going to go on when they come out and, you know, they're on lockdown and they, you know, they can't, you know, they deserve to be told what's going off and what they face when they leave the big brother ass. Well, yeah. Kate's made a point. She says, you know, we're all flooding and everything. And then this outbreak of coronavirus, or what are about these that, you know, that had to leave their homes and everything because of flooding.
Yeah, that's the point.
Didn't they do that over here with 911?
What over here with 911?
No idea. But I'm on about like Big Brother. Nobody that's, I think it's Australia and Germany and somewhere else that Big Brother's on at the moment. They've not told them about, you know, this coronavirus and everything. So, you know, I know they're not supposed to have any contact with outside world, but you imagine coming out to all that lot, you know, you ain't got to take contact with people, you've got to wash your hands, blah, 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 you know what I mean? So, you know, it's a case of in some way prepare them for when they come out at Big Brother house, just to let them know what's going on. It's not actually telling them what's...
I didn't even know Big Brother were going on.
No, it's not in this country. I'm on about in Australia. I think it's in Germany as well. And it was saying that they haven't made the contestants that's locked in the house aware of this coronavirus and everything that's going off. You know, when I, same as I said, it's not being fair to them. You know, on coming out and not knowing what's going off. So, you know, I mean, even if they only just tell them that, you know, they're not been no crap.
You know why, don't you? Because then everybody be wanting to go home.
You know, there's not going to be any crowd when you come out. There's not going to be relatives there to meet you when you come out, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're going to come out and there's no chuffer there. You know, they're going to think, hey, oh, what's going off here?
They will have, they'll have told them.
So,
Trust me.
but, oh, Gordo says they have army patrolling not far from us.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I was just saying, a bloke that's gone to Isle of Man or something has been arrested because apparently when you enter Isle of Man or something, you have to self-isolate for 2 weeks. Been arrested because he went self-isolating or something. But
Baz said it was,
yeah, Baz said he were homeless. So how can you self-isolate if you're homeless? So, you know, it's worrying times. Same as we've said, you know, for such as us that are living week to week and doing his shopping from week to week. Yeah, I understand you're still going to be able to, you know, go and do your shopping, but is things going to be available if countries on lockdown? Is delivery drivers still going to be, you know?
well, they'll be allowed to leave houses, such as us that not be allowed to leave houses.
Yeah, but it says the supermarkets, even if it goes into lockdown, are still going to be open for essential, you know, supplies. Heavy army presence in Avonmouth docks, which only a couple of miles. Oh,
Ooh.
but I would imagine it's like in a sense, a border patrol to stop illegals coming in and bringing it, you know.
That stopped us before, hasn't it?
Well, you know what I mean. I know it's stopping unregulated people from entering country. I don't know. So, you know, apparently, Kate, there was a prisoner was tested positive for the coronavirus. You know what I mean? But it's only, I think that we're in Manchester, in Manchester prison. And it says there was one prisoner in Manchester prison had tested positive for the coronavirus, but obviously they put him in isolation. So, you know what I mean? I've got an itch on my shoulder. It's driving me nuts. So yeah, I did hear the other day that 20,000 troops on standby in London. But yeah, same as I say, I did get a notification other day that a prisoner had tested positive for it. They put him into isolation. And Chris says, well, how can that be if, I mean, obviously we're being in prison. They've not gone anywhere foreign recently. And Chris says, well, it's probably, when you think about it, one of prison guards that's contracted it, gone into work, and that's how the prisoners got it. I don't know. So it's just a case of, you know, they're not going to open prison doors and let them all out, are they? So, but yeah, I think it were in Manchester prison and it was just the one prisoner. So, but you think if one prisoner's been tested positive for it and all the hundreds of prisoners that he comes in contact with, so it's not going to be long before it's, you know, going round prisons Because it's like, you know, prison warders have to go into work. You don't know whether they've come into, but I would imagine that they'll have all these hand sanitizers and I've been to the Chinese Chippy does that class as going foreign. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's got to be one of the warders that's took the coronavirus into the prison. You know what I mean? Because none of the inmates is going anywhere soon, let's just say. Or it on other hand, it could have been one of the new prisoners that's took it into the prison. I don't know. Because like, but it did say that all non-important court hearings and whatever had been all postponed as well. So like, you know, for that fact, you know, all non-essential. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I've noticed that as well, Kate. You know, there's been a lot abused because of it, purely for the fact that it, you know, it started in China. And that's the only fact that, you know, they've had this abuse, because it started out in China. You know, and it, I think one had resorted to putting a poster in window, and it says, you know, none of my family or myself or anybody that works here has been to China. You know, we've lived here 20 years, blah, blah, blah. You know, but it's coming to something when you've got to resort to that just so you don't get abused hurled at you. You might have to refer to me as Lord Gordo soon.
What?
All stems from a rat or snake breathing on a human. It went from there. But you see that I've seen the videos, Kate, and basically they've got all sorts of dead animals in these markets in China. You know, it was showing you dead dogs and all sorts.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah, it is. It's honestly, it wrenches your guts. You know what I mean? And it's showing you and walking through this Chinese marketplace, and there are all sorts of dead animals.
Live ones, yeah.
And then you know, and then they wonder why it all started in China. It's, you know what I mean? It's. And they all out there on display for everyone to see. You know, same as Chris says, it's disgusting. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like us going into Sheffield Marketplace and seeing a dead cat on sale. You know what I mean? It'd break my heart. You know what I mean? It's horrible that they eat dogs and all sorts. And then there were a thing on, I don't know whether it was Facebook or what it were, and it were a woman sat in a car, and she got all these rats on a skewer, and she was, that's Benny scratching at the door, and it's and there were all these rats on a skewer, and she sat filming herself eating these dead rats. And I'm thinking, oh God, whoever filmed that wants shooting.
You can't think about it, says me now.
You know what I mean? It's I mean, yeah, rats are rats, but sort of actually sat filming yourself eating all these dead rats on a skewer. It's horrible.
You know, I don't want to get so much weed.
Oh. Ooh.
I'm not calling you a false lord.
Oh.
Oh God, then yeah, we eat them, yeah. Well, throw, yeah. Yeah, but it's not saying, I mean, come on, a cat and a dog.
Ah. So it's
So
going to be.
they're not in a market for show.
I'm on about Gordo, so we're going to have to refer to him as your lordship and ladyship.
Not a chance. Unless it's done by Queen, no.
Yeah.
But if Mrs. P wants to do that for me, I'm all for it.
Didn't the Hawaiians do that to Captain Cook?
So what's Captain Cook on?
I don't know. Not sure what I can build with 1 square foot of land.
What about pigs and lamb? Yeah, but they don't kill them in front of you, do they? That's the thing.
Hey, I've just had a thought.
What?
It can put a bog on it. You know, as in a toilet.
This is my throne.
Yeah. I'll do you a title with Microsoft Word, Gordo, 50 quid.
That'll get you some bog roll, Simon.
Oh dear. But yeah. I mean, it's sort of changing the subject slightly. This makes me laugh when people go out and buy a star and name it after a loved one or whatever. What's the chances of being able to see that particular star that you've...
Yeah, is that one just hit it? Right.
You know what I mean?
Go up a bit.
Who come up with this ridiculous idea and naming stars after people and then flogging them to people? You know, it's hardly going to have a banner on saying, "Oh, this is Pixie's star, by the way." Asmo. But yeah, what I mean, there's all these millions of stars in sky, and you know, you got to grandson. Oh, that's my star there. Look.
I'll just get the binoculars out.
You know what I mean? What's chances? Yeah, you could go bragging to people that you've got a star named after you, and then when they say, "Which one is it?"
5 stars.
I'll be bugging if I know.
So much like pollution. Especially that 6.
Oh, Gordo says I bought a star when Mrs. G's mum died.
Oh, well.
Oh.
Not different though, isn't it?
But you know what I mean? That's more of a sentiment. You know what I mean? It's like, in my opinion, it's a little bit silly, sort of saying, well, yeah, I've got a star named after me, but I'll be buggered if I know which one it is. So, you know, all due respect, you know, it's anybody can. Oh, Kate, you can have a star named after you for a £5. You know what I mean? That's a great name for a star. Be buggered if I know. What you doing now?
Which star do you want? I've got some little ones here. They're all going for a tenner, but you know, you can have that big one there. Tenner each. Can't see it.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Kate says I can't see it. It's got how many? Is it 4 or 5?
5.
He's got 5 stars on his hand.
I'm 5, Sammy.
Tenerife. But you know what I mean? Anybody can say to you, "Oh, well, you know, I've got a star for sale. I'll name it after, you know, I'll name it after Kate. I'll name it after Wakey, or..."
That's not a mole. No, that's something back.
You know what I mean? It's you know, in all due respect, you know, you said you bought a star, but that's sort of in memorial. You know what I mean?
That's a
The
great
buggered
name
if-
for a star,
buggered if I know. Yeah. Oh dear. But it's like, like everybody's sort of, in a sense, jumping on bandwagon. You can have a donkey named after you, or you can have a tiger named after you, or
I'm going to start selling pebbles.
Yeah. Well, you see, I had that one done, and he decided he were going to have one in same place, but he couldn't.
Yeah,
He
they get caught born out nearly.
He didn't want to flower, obviously, so he says, I'll have some shooting stars. So I decided I were having that one, and he wanted one doing at the same time. So, and he obviously, for obvious reasons, he didn't want to flower. So so that was that. So we had them stars done on it. So but yeah, you've got all sorts, tigers. You can adopt a tiger, you can adopt a dolphin,
and a penguin.
Yeah, donkeys.
You can adopt a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. We're selling Callum's adoption off. 50 quid.
From free to 50 quid.
It says if he moves his hand up and down fast enough.
Hang on a minute.
So yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes, I do know what you mean.
I think I'll start one adopt a wakey. Yeah. Yeah. Get updates every day, and you get a free stuffed toy.
Wakey got up this morning at 11 o'clock. He had a bit of a lie-in, went out and had a play with his car, go back in again, and we went back to sleep.
So yeah. Get updates, and you'll send a signed photograph every month, and a little goodie bag put together. So free bog roll with every adoption.
Guys will get a million.
Yeah. Have you been spying on me, Pixie?
You see that little red dot that's fixed on your dresser, mate? That's what I've got.
That's
my
what
camera.
That's where I want to know, Wakey. How come you know so much?
I've got spy cameras everywhere, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, do you know something I don't? It makes me wonder now where he's got these hidden cameras then.
I'll see what Simon's doing, but I'm not going to tell him.
Oh, that sounds a bit freaky.
He's on a device watching you on YouTube.
That's a bit freaky.
I've just cleaned that truck I used yesterday. I bet you do. Did it get many more views after I shared it, Wakey? That was a good one, that was funny, that.
If only you knew. Oh dear.
Probably sat in bed naked while he's watching you, lovely.
On that note.
Right, mate. He's not said don't think so. I'm
Yeah.
a bit worried now.
So long as there ain't any webcams in our bedroom.
65. Hey, that's all right then.
So,
No, I'm doing a pig because I'm standing at the back door.
so if I see any red flashing lights in bedroom, I'll know that he's got an hidden webcam somewhere. I'll be checking tonight when we go to bed.
You don't know where it is.
I will do if I can see any red lights flashing.
It's that such a safe place. I can't remember where I put it.
Mind you, if he has got any hidden cameras in bedroom, they're not catch a deal, will they?
And Kate don't want to know where I put the camera in her house. But not tell her, is it?
It's as if the corona doesn't kill me, the bender I'm going on after it passes will. Well, this is the thing, Gordo. Went to Asda this morning, they hadn't got any Fosters, so Chris has had to drink. He's on Stones tonight.
This is where we're first on bitter. That was our first bitter drink, that Stones.
And he ain't drunk Stones, forgotten it all while I've known him.
Nope.
So, yeah, shock horror. There weren't no Fosters. He nearly had a heart attack in aisle at Asda.
Total alcohol.
Brew your own.
Yeah, but you're going to wait too long for that.
Yeah. Chris would be wanting to drink it before it had even brewed.
Kate's on low. I bet this isn't hazy. Go on, look out for a little dot somewhere.
Yeah.
A little red dot.
Wakey says there's a certain group of YouTubers that do their best to block my videos from a land a few thousand miles away. Been going on for a couple of years, so why would they do that?
Yeah, why would they do that, Wakey? So, yeah, but it's cider. I don't do cider.
I mean, it's like me. Like in the last 28 days, I've lost about 15 subscribers, and I think to myself, oh well, you know what I mean. I come on here, I like to have a laugh with my friends. I couldn't care less about views. I couldn't care less about, how many subscribers I've got, blah, de, blah, de, blah. I just enjoy doing what I'm doing. And this is why I said I want to start getting a few more baking vlogs underneath my belt, because I know people enjoy my baking vlogs. I could give two, whether people are jealous on me, whether they give me a thumbs down, whether they, I've had worse than that, and they haven't sort of, they haven't sort of drove me off of YouTube yet. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's wherever you go or whatever you do, albeit, whether it's RCs, whether it's baking, whether it's home brewing, whether it's drones or whatever, you've always got one person out there that's got something against you, that's jealous of you and don't like what you're doing. I couldn't give two shits. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's I'll just do it because I enjoy it. I started my YouTube channel when my mum died. And that was the only reason why I started my YouTube channel. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to, it's a case of, you either like me or you don't. Either way, I'm not bothered. You know what I mean? That's sort of the attitude you have to take. You have to grow a thick skin. You have to let everything go over your head. You know what I mean? If they want to talk about me, let them talk about me. I couldn't give a monkeys. I'm not I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But you know, does, you know, as Chris always says, does this face look bothered? Because it ain't. But you see, this is the thing as well. I always get a thumbs down, and same as oh, yeah, exactly, Kate, and that's my sentiments exactly. And it's like, same as I said to Chris, this is what makes me laugh about it. I've vid my likes and dislikes. So in essential, if anybody gives me a dislike, nobody else can see it, only me. And if you think it bothers me, then it don't. You know what I mean? It's you can't see who's liked or who's disliked, or whether I've got a dislike or whether I've got 100 dislikes. There's only me can see it. So what's point in it? Oh, dearest bit about home brewing is getting the initial fermentation kit. I was lucky my father-in-law had loads and let, you know. But yeah, you know, I mean, anybody that knows me knows I couldn't give a monkeys. Yeah, exactly my sentiments, Wakey. But you see, same as I say, you know, how can I put it? Some people are that thick that they still give a dislike, even though nobody else, only myself, can see it.
I've seen it.
And they know, you know, and as I've said, time after time after time, like or dislike, I'm not bothered either way. You know what I mean? I couldn't give a rat's what's it, whether it's a like or a dislike. The same as Wakey says, it's still a view. They've got to come in, they've got to watch part of it to actually give you a dislike. So yeah. So, you know, it's of no consequence to me either way. You know what I mean?
I'm very special.
Chris says it. Chris says he's special. Yeah. You know, and same as I always say, I'm no different from anybody else that's got a channel. And I like it. It's like, if I watch your content and I comment on it, then obviously I like your channel. So, you know, it's a case of, I mean, Gordo knows what I'm on about. You know, months and months ago, they thought, this particular channel thought they were going to run me off YouTube, but I'm still here and I'm still going.
Look who's not here anymore.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, they thought they were, you know, making jokes, laughing at me and all sorts. But the last laugh were on them, because I'm still here and they're not.
Well, if they are, they're under a different name.
Yeah, I know who, and you know who I'm on about as well.
Right.
But you know, it's a case of you know, doing that to them basically.
Oh.
So that's about as much as I care, let's just say.
And they had the cheese come in and apologise and say, can we go back to the way they were?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. And then
then
had the cheat to create another channel to come in and say, oh, I apologise and want things to go back the way. No, they're not going to go back. I accept your apology, but things is never going to be the same, because once you lose my trust, you lose my trust, and that's it. Job done. So
See you later, Darwin.
yeah, yeah.
Get a pair of much it does the.
Good luck with that one, Richard. Yeah, well, it's 11:10. So on that note, I'm going to say adios, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. So yeah, so I'll be back on Monday, you know, and I'll see everyone on Monday. Bye for now.
See you later, alligators.